Hello everyone. So today's lesson, how to form your own crystal combinations. And I consider this to be really vital when it comes to doing crystal healing work for yourself that is effective, that can help you to achieve the healing results or process or transformational goals you're seeking to achieve. And the reason for this is because I know there's that, that saying, oh, you have some problem, there's a crystal for that. But the thing is that can get very surface. It can become very symptomatic. Human beings are complex, and usually when we have something going on underneath it, there may be something else. There could be contributing factors. This is something that I really teach quite passionately to my students at the Crystalline Academy, because the thing is, if we really want to heal, if we really want to change, but we're feeling blocked, we're feeling unwell, we're feeling held back, whatever it might be, there's always some kind of underlying cause. And there can also be more than one factor going on in the issue that you're seeking to address. So just working with one crystal may not be sufficient for you, not just energetically, but also in terms of what's going on in the great complexity of your world, your life, your healing process. And so when we bring together crystal combinations, we can help to address whatever it is that we're seeking to heal or change or transform. We can address it more holistically. We can address it more fully and completely. And that's where the healing and the change really starts to happen. So I'm going to walk you guys through two different examples just to give you a sense of what I mean and to teach you this technique, because I really feel that when you start to form your own crystal combinations and wear them regularly or sleep or meditate with them, and they're addressing things for you from different angles, this is where you may really start to see a difference in your life from working with crystals. The other thing is too, sometimes again, because we can approach things, from such a symptomatic level, we may feel that we are addressing the situation, helping ourselves heal, when actually we're not. And then we blame the crystal. Oh, why aren't you working? But the thing is, it's because you're working with the wrong crystal. So again, coming at it from this underlying cause and really looking at it from a more holistic perspective can help you work more effectively and successfully with crystals. So the first example that I wanted to share with you, because this is, rather a classic one, prosperity. Someone who may feel blocked in prosperity, or they're seeking to attract more prosperity into their lives. So a common recommendation may be to work with pyrite. Now pyrite, yes, pyrite is a money attractor. But the really powerful thing about pyrite is it helps to fire up our solar plexus chakra, that chakra which is associated with our will, our ambition, our ability to prosper, our ability to thrive beyond our basic means and needs. It's a very young, very active, very kind of aggressive, sort of sacred masculine energy in pyrite. But if we're looking at prosperity, and if we're looking at it a little more deeply, and this is something that I would always drill down, with my clients, then also what I teach my students to do is, what is the bigger picture? What is the fuller issue? Why? That magic question. Why do you find that you're struggling, with prosperity? It could be that you're in a job where you just can't prosper. It could be that you have self-worth issues that are blocking you from getting out there, from asking for more, for raising your prices, whatever it might be. There may be a part of you in your shadow self that's holding back because there's a lack of sense of deserving. It could also be that maybe you're trying to prosper doing something that you don't enjoy, that your spirit's not into. And so there's a part of you that's always holding back. So as you start to drill down into the issue, it becomes a little more complex than, oh, I just need more money in my life and I'm going to wear this crystal and hopefully it will fall out of the sky. There's deeper work that you can do with yourself. So maybe you do decide to work with pyrite, because some of those other energetic properties, you're like, yeah, you know what, I could use some of that. I could use some of that energy, you know, getting up, getting out there more, being willing to ask. But I do feel that I've also, you know, I do have some self-worth issues. I do have some self-esteem issues that are holding me back. So then what you might add in with a pyrite is you may add in rose quartz. Rose quartz is a classic example. It's a wonderful crystal for helping us to love ourselves more, which also helps to shift our vibration into a more positive place. So now we've got this active, outgoing energy, you know, attraction work that's happening, but then we've also got the rose quartz, which brings love into the picture, which brings a feeling of worthiness into the picture. And all of the sudden, this, you know, issue starts to open up more, and our energy starts to shift more, and we start to heal in the process. And so you've got these two crystals. And then we drill down into it a little further, and okay, so maybe, for instance, you're in a job that you're afraid to leave. Maybe now's not the time. Is there a crystal that you can work with that can help you feel, you know, more in a positive, empowered place where you're seeing maybe what it is that you can feel grateful for in the moment, maybe finding some way to see some more joy or comfort, or at least sense of alignment in your day as you're working at that job. So you may add in that crystal, like for instance, Numite, adding that into the combination you work with. Maybe you run your own business and you're short on ideas right now. You feel like you're lacking in vision. You feel like you're stuck. There's something new that you need to bring out there, or maybe there's something new you need to do with your company, your branding, or whatever, but you're not sure, you're feeling lost. And so maybe along with that rose quartz and the pyrite, you then add in azurite for that vision, for thinking out of the box, for opening yourself up to new ideas. And all of a sudden, you're really starting to roll here, because again, you're addressing that issue of prosperity, but you're also addressing the why in terms of why you're not prospering. You're also adding in energy that can help you to shift the situation, that can help you connect with your higher self, your creative self, you know, new ideas that are hanging out there in the ether, and also help you to perceive them, help you to hear them. It could be too that maybe there's some soul searching you have to do for yourself in terms of prosperity. Maybe you need to find a new job. Maybe you need to do something new to earn a living. What is it that you really want to do that stirs you up with passion, that makes you feel alive, that makes you want to jump out of bed and do this work every day, that attracts in more receiving as you're giving and sharing? And so then lapis may be the crystal that you add in, or maybe, you know, a couple others, just to help give you more of that energy, more of that support, coming at the issue from a couple different angles, so that you're really starting to roll now, you're really starting to shift. And bear in mind, the crystals won't do it all for you, but they may bring up things that you need to see, that you need to think about. You may all of a sudden start to perceive what's not working, or maybe there's something even deeper that you need to heal, and so you have to go to a healer or a shaman or a therapist to work through it. So there's multiple levels of activation, healing, transformation, energy that happens when you start to bring more frequencies into the mix. Now, the very key thing is, you know, when you've looked this up and it's like, okay, you know, I've approached this from different angles, I've drilled down, this is the kind of energy, support, and healing I feel I need to address these different parts of the whole. The next thing to do is to hold that combination in your receptive hand. So your non-dominant hand. Hold that combination in your hand and just see how it feels to you. You may be able to sense energy. You may not, but allow your intuition to really guide you here and pay attention, not so much to the crystals, but to you. So you may want to meditate, let's say, for 5 minutes before you do this, just to help you come into a place of quiet, a place of center, a place of calm. And then hold them and notice how your energy feels in reaction to the crystals. That will tell you so much. If all of a sudden you feel a bit of a lift, if all of a sudden you feel a little more energy, if all of a sudden you feel like, oh, this is good, this is positive, then that's a sign to you that you've put together the right combination for you at that time for you to work with, because your energy being is already starting to have a positive response. And this is palpable. This is palpable even if you're like, oh, I don't have any psychic abilities, I'm not really into this. Any human being can tune into how they feel if they're willing to do so, and that feeling will tell you. If you sort of have an ambivalent feeling, not quite right, then maybe you have to switch a crystal out. Maybe you have to add a fourth one to the mix and then tune it again. But if you feel like your energy lowers, or it doesn't feel good, something doesn't feel right, maybe you start to feel anxious, whatever it might be, or you're just not getting any vibe from it, then it's a sign to you that maybe the combination is off. You have to switch a different couple crystals out. You have to try something a little different, or look a little deeper at the issue. So that's one example. And just another quick example, because this is another popular topic when it comes to energy protection, which is something that certainly as people become more sensitive, more awake and aware to their spiritual selves, their energy selves, they may feel negative energy more palpably, or feel more vulnerable to it. And then of course, if you're an empath, then you've been like that your whole life and you already get what I'm talking about. People ask me, well, what is the best protection crystal? And if you go to my website, go to my blog, krista-mitchell.com/blog, and just search out psychic protection, you'll see I've got a blog article there, top 10 protective crystals. And the way I've broken that down and written out that blog, for each crystal, I talk about its frequency and what that frequency repels or transmutes or dissolves, because every crystal is different. The frequencies they emit is different. So the bottom line is, again, I'm coming at the why. It's not so much about what is the best or top protection crystal. It's about what you need shielding from. There are some crystals that will work well for that. There are other crystals who work well for shielding against other things and other frequencies. So again, it's drilling down deeper into it. But for me, a classic protection crystal combination is the combination of labradorite, fluorite, black obsidian, black tourmaline, and then blue kyanite. And why? So why do I recommend this combination? I think I've got a video here somewhere on my channel for that. Well, black obsidian helps to shield against negative frequencies that relate to, what we sort of, colloquially may refer to as the evil eye, or people who are sending dark or negative energy on you, or, really fixating sort of, in that way to harm you. Black tourmaline acts like an electrified force field. It repels anything that's lower, that's harmful in frequency from coming in. And you may be like, well, can't black tourmaline, do it all then? But again, we want to address specifically what the issue might be. There are ways that energies can work around that force field. What is that way? Your own shadow self, which says, oh, look, I know that energy. I'm just like that energy. I'm going to open up a back door. So it doesn't matter how much shielding you're doing. I'm going to let this energy in, and then you get hit, you get triggered, through your insecurities. So black obsidian also helps with aspects of the shadow, while black tourmaline helps to create that force field. Blue kyanite is especially valuable for anyone who feels that they take on a lot of other people's mental energy, or maybe they feel that they're being manipulated, or maybe they feel that someone's trying to mess with their mind or their head. Again, these really specific frequencies that can still find it in. So we add in the black kyanite as well. Fluorite helps to cloak the shield, your energy around you. It makes it harder to find. So again, for those people who are fixating, for those people who really are wishing you ill will, their energy sometimes just, it's like an arrow that can't find its target. It just sort of misses you, and it really helps to fortify your energy field. And then we've got labradorite, and labradorite is especially beneficial for anyone who feels, emotionally vulnerable to lower harmful energy or frequencies. Again, we're talking psychic energy, spiritual energy. Labradorite is like a shield for the heart. It's a shield for the feeling body. So it's really beneficial and protective in that way. So if you've got someone who's dealing with really heavy negative energy, maybe they're in, a toxic work environment where people are sending them a lot of bad vibes. There's a lot of EMF stuff because, fluorite has also got energy frequencies that we've found that have helped with EMF in terms of how it affects us psychically, how it affects us spiritually, how it affects us energetically on that level. So you've got like a mixed bag of badness going on. If you start wearing these five crystals, over yourself, over your heart center, let's say, because that's a powerful place, right? With that electromagnetic field that we emit from our heart, our physical heart. You wear these five crystals, smaller pieces, over your heart, sending that energy out into your field. You're blocking a lot of different things simultaneously. And the nice thing is, especially with the addition of the blue kyanite, you're doing this while still being able to be in tune with what's going on around you, and with the labradorite still being in tune with yourself and your spirit. So again, it's the combination as opposed to one crystal that meets all, that does it all, that really helps to be beneficial. So that's the tutorial. That's the tutorial on forming your own crystal combination. So again, to break it down, first, get clear on what the issue is, and then ask yourself why. Why am I struggling with this? Why am I feeling this? Why am I hurting this way? Why does this pattern keep showing up and up? Get down to that why, because when you're able to identify that why, that underlying cause, that's the first crystal that you need to work with. Then you can also work with a crystal that helps give you the energy you need to help heal. Then you may work with a couple more that help contribute to healing this issue or providing extra energy that you need to heal the issue. And again, then holding it in your receptive hand so you can tune in, sense the energy, see how it feels and how it's working for you. And the added benefit of doing that is maybe after a couple of weeks you find, okay, I don't necessarily need this one crystal anymore. Maybe I need this one. Oh yeah, that feels right. Because of course, healing is cyclical, it's patterned, but it's also a process that takes time. And as we change through our healing process, we need to change, what crystals we're working with to help support us. So I hope that was helpful for you. Certainly, if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you want to learn more about my work or train with me in crystal healing, therapy, or spiritual transformation work, by all means, feel free to visit my website, www.krista-mitchell.com. I've also got my blog there, which is an excellent resource. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. More crystal videos, lessons, and teachings are on their way. Blessings to you.